So sixth chapter, converters and PLL. First point is introduction to converter. So all the real world quantities are analog in nature. So we can represent these quantities electrically as analog signals. An analog signal is a time varying signal that has any number of values or the variations for a given time slot. In contrast to this, a digital signal varies suddenly from one level to another level, and it will have only finite number of values for a given time slot. So here we discuss the types of data converter. So the electronic circuit which can be operated with analog signals are called as analog circuits. Similarly, the electronic circuit which can be operated with digital signals are called as digital circuit. A data converter is an electronic circuit that converts data from one form to another form. So there are basically two types of the data converter, analog to digital and digital to analog converters. So if we want to connect the output of an analog circuit as an input of digital circuit, then we have to place an interfacing circuit between them. The interfacing circuit which convert the analog to digital is called ADC converter, and if we connect output of digital circuit as an input of analog circuit, then we have to place an interfacing circuit between them, then it is called digital to analog converter. Now there are also another type of converter, that is voltage converter and current converter. The voltage and current are basic electrical quantities, and it can be converted into one another depending on the requirement. So voltage to current converter and current to voltage converter are two circuits that help in such conversion. These are also linear applications of op-amp. So next is first point here, first type, voltage to current converter. The voltage to current converter or V to I converter is an electronic circuit that takes current as the input and produces for voltage to current converter, voltage as the input and current is output. So here we discuss the op-amp based voltage to current converter. An op-amp based voltage to current converter produces the output current when voltage is applied to its non-inverting terminal. So voltage to current converter using op-amp. Basically there are again two types, voltage to current converter using op-amp with floating load, and V to I converter, that is voltage to current converter using op-amp with grounded load. So first is with grounded load. So here one terminal of the load is grounded and the load current is controlled by the input voltage. The analysis of the circuit is accomplished by first determining the voltage V1 at the non-inverting input terminal and then establishing the relation between V1 and the load current. So here we have to find first determine the voltage V1 at the non-inverting positive terminal. So this diagram shows voltage to current converter using grounded load. So here the analysis of the circuit can be done by the two steps. First step is to determine the voltage V1 at the non-inverting terminal, and second is to establish the relation between V1 and the load current IL. So we apply here KCL, that is Kirchhoff's current law, at node. So R becomes equal to RF, I1 plus I2 is IL, and VI plus VA by R plus V0 minus VA by R is equal to IL. So the VI, that is input voltage, is equal to IL into R, and IL is equal to VI divided by R. When we supply a voltage as an input to the circuit which comprises of a resistor, the proportional current will commence to flow through it. So it is clear that the resistor decides the current flow in the voltage source circuit, or it performs as a simple voltage to current converter for a linear circuit. So the resistor which perform a simple voltage V to I converter is represented in the diagram. So the output current of the converter depends directly on the voltage drop across the connected load in addition to the input voltage. Since VR becomes Vin minus VL, so the circuit is said to be the imperfect or now when we apply Kirchhoff's current law at node, then I1 plus I2 is IL. Now we replace the I1 and I2 values. I1 plus I2 is equal to IL, and then Vin minus V1 by R1 is I1, and I2 is V0 minus V1 by R, which is equal to IL. So Vin plus V0 minus 2V1 is equal to IL into R. We solve this equation, so we can write V1 is equal to Vin plus V0 minus IL divided by into R divided by 2. Since the op-amp is connected in non-inverting mode, the gain of the circuit is given by 1 plus R divided by R is equal to 2, and the output voltage is V0 is equal to 2V1, that is equal to V0 is equal to Vin plus V0 minus IL into R. So Vin is equal to IL into R, and IL is equal to Vin by R. So we can conclude that the current IL is related to the voltage Vin and the resistor R. For non-inverting amplifier, gain can be written as A is equal to 1 plus RF by R1. RF is feedback resistor. So, but here RF equal to R1. So we can write A is equal to 1 plus R by R, that is equal to 2. Here Vin is equal to IL into R, so IL is equal to Vin by R. This equation shows that the load current depend on the input voltage Vin and resistor R. Here note that all resistors are equal in value. Now the voltage to current converter using op-amp is shown in the previous figure, and it may also used in testing such a devices as Zeners and LEDs forming a ground load. However, the circuit will perform satisfactorily provided that the load size less than or equal to R value. Next is V to I converter with floating load. Now the V to I converter, that is voltage to current converter, in which load resistor RL is floating, that is not connected to the ground. So V in is applied to the non-inverting input terminal and the feedback voltage across the R1 devices, the inverting input terminal. This circuit is also called as the current or the series negative feedback amplifier because the feedback voltage across the R1 that is applied across the non-inverting terminal, it depends on the output current I0 and it is in series with the input difference voltage VID. Now this is the figure. This figure shows the voltage to current converter in which load resistor RL is floating. The input voltage is applied to the non-inverting terminal and feedback voltage across R1. So this is the diagram for V to I converter with floating load. So as the name indicates, the load resistor is floating in this converter circuit, that is the load resistor RL is not linked to the ground. The voltage V in, which is the input voltage, is given to the non-inverting input terminal. The inverting input terminal is driven by the feedback voltage which is across the resistor RL. This feedback voltage is determined by the load current and it is in series with the VD, which is the input difference voltage. So this circuit is called as current series negative feedback amplifier. Now next, writing KVL, that is a Kirchhoff's voltage law for the input loop. So voltage V in is equal to VID plus VF. But what is VID? It is 0 since A is very large. So V in becomes equal to VF, that is equal to R1 by I0. So I0 is equal to V in by R1. Now from the input voltage V in is converted into output current of V in by RL. In other words, the input voltage appear across the R1. If RL is precision resistor, then the output current is I0 is equal to V in by R1 and it will be precisely fixed. So from this equation it is clear that the load current depends on input voltage and input resistance. So that is the load current IL, or we can write I0 is directly proportional to V in, which is the input voltage. The load current is controlled by the resistor R. Here proportionality constant is 1 by R. So this converter is also known as transconductance amplifier. And the other name of this circuit is voltage controlled current source. The type of the load here may be resistive or capacitive or non-linear load. The type of the load has no role in the above equation. So when the load connected is capacitor, then it will get charged or discharged at steady rate. Due to this reason, the converter circuit is used for the production of sawtooth and triangular waveform. Here the feedback voltage is determined by the load current and it is in series with the VD, which is the input difference voltage. So this circuit is current series negative feedback amplifier. Now next is the application. The V to I converter or voltage to current converter can be used in such applications as low voltage DC and AC voltmeter, diode match finders, light emitting diode, LEDs and Zener diode testers. There are some other applications of V to I converter with floating load. So in that, the first is diode match finder. In some application it is necessary to have matched diodes with equal voltage drop at particular value of diode current. Then the circuit can be used in finding the matched diodes and it is obtained by replacing RL with the diode. Now when the switch is in position 1, the rectifier diode is placed in the feedback loop and the current through this loop is set by the input voltage V in and resistor R1. Now when V in is 1 and R1 is 100 ohm, then current through this is 1 by 100, that is 10 milliampere. So as long as the V0 and R1 constant, I0, that is output current, is also constant, and the voltage drop across the diode can be found either by measuring the volt across it or the output voltage. To avoid an error in the output voltage, then the op-amp should be initially null. Thus, the matched diodes can be found by connecting diodes one after another in feedback path and measuring voltage across them. Second application is Zener diode tester. So, when the switch is in position 2, then the circuit becomes a Zener diode tester. This circuit can be used to find the breakdown voltage of the Zener diode. The Zener current is set at constant value by V in and R1. If this current is larger than the knee current of Zener, then the Zener block the voltage. Next application, when switch is in position 3, then the circuit becomes a LED. When the switch is in position 3, the LED current is set at a constant value by V in and R1. The LEDs can be tested for brightness one after another at this current. Matched LEDs with equal brightness at specific value of the current are useful as indicators and display devices in digital applications. One more application of V to I converter is low AC and DC voltmeters. Next is current to voltage converter. Current to voltage converter or I to V converter is an electronic circuit which takes the current as input and produces voltage as the output. So here we discuss the op-amp based current to voltage converter. An op-amp based current to voltage converter produces output voltage when current is applied to its inverting terminal. So this diagram shows I to V converter. So in this circuit which is shown above, the non-inverting input terminal of the op-amp is connected to the ground, that is 0 volt is applied at its non-inverting input terminal. According to the virtual short concept, the voltage at the inverting input terminal of an op-amp will be equal to the voltage at its non-inverting input terminal. So the voltage at the inverting input terminal of the op-amp will be 0 volt. Now the nodal equation at the inverting terminals node is minus I plus 0 minus V0 by Rf equal to 0. So minus I is equal to V0 by Rf and V0 is equal to Rf into II. Now this output voltage V0 of the current to voltage converter is product of feedback resistance Rf and input current IT. So the output voltage V0 is having the negative sign and it indicates that there exists 180-degree phase difference between the input current and the output voltage. So we can write this equation as V0 is equal to I equal to minus Rf. Now it represents the ratio of output voltage V0 and the input current II, and it is equal to negative feedback resistance Rf. This ratio of output voltage and input current is called trans resistance. As the ratio of output and input of the circuit is called gain, the gain of the current to voltage converter is its trans resistance, and it is equal to negative feedback of resistance Rf, that is minus Rf. Now if we apply KCL, that is Kirchhoff's current law, to the node at V and the input current to the inverting input, Vi, then V out minus V by Rf equal to Ip plus I. So the output is connected to the V through the resistance Rf and op-amp is negative feedback configuration. One example of such an application is using photodiode sensor to measure light intensity. The output of photodiode sensor is current which changes proportional to the light intensity, and the another advantage of the op-amp circuit is that the voltage across the photodiode, that is current source, is kept constant at 0 volt. So the analysis of I to V converter is that here, since the op-amp is ideal and negative feedback is present, the voltage of inverting terminal is equal to the voltage of non-inverting terminal, but where V plus is 0 according to virtual ground concept. So the current entering both the terminals of op-amp are 0 since the op-amp is ideal. The lower limit on the current measurement with this IV converter circuit is set by the bias current of the inverting input. Now here the sensitivity S is given as the ratio of output voltage to the input current, which is nothing but a trans resistance. So this circuit is also called as trans resistance amplifier. Here the output voltage is proportional to the input current, and this type of circuit is more useful for finding a small current of the order of 2 microampere, for example photodiode current. Such a small amount of current are not possible to measure practically. So in such a type of circuit, the output voltage is measured first with the help of digital multimeter, and then from the equation below the current is calculated, that is I is equal to minus V0 by Rf. Now high sensitivity I to V converter, the sensitivity S is minus Rf. So the sensitivity of this circuit is increased by increasing the feedback resistance. So the feedback loop is modified with resistance T with resistive T section. Now the input current I in is allowed to flow through the resistance R because the input current to the op-amp is 0. Now assume that the voltage V, the input current divided at node V to have the currents I1 and I2. So current to voltage converter convert a variable current source to a corresponding voltage. Now here the input current ideally never feed into op-amp terminals, so the input current completely flow through the feedback resistor, which result in voltage across the feedback resistor. Next is sensitivity of I to V converter. Now the output voltage is V0 is equal to minus RF into I in. Second is, hence the gain of this converter is equal to minus RF, and the magnitude of the gain is also called as sensitivity of I to V converter. The amount of change in output volt delta V0 for a given change in the input current delta I in is decided by the sensitivity of I to V converter. By keeping RF variable, it is possible to vary the sensitivity as per the requirement. Next is applications of I to V converter. One of the most common use of I to V converter is first is digital to analog converter. Sensing current through a photo detector such as photocell, photodiode and photovoltaic cell. And the third is photoconductive devices produces a current which is proportional to an incident energy or light, and it can be used to detect the light. So this circuit is used for measuring the light intensity using photodiode sensor. The output of photodiode sensor is used in the circuit is current which changes proportionally to the light intensity. Another advantage using op-amp is that the voltage across photodiode remains at 0 volt. So photodiode current measurement is one of the major application of current to voltage converter. Here photodiode is operated in reverse bias condition and the voltage V is applied to it. So we can write V0 is equal to ID into RF. The diode current is calculated as ID is equal to V0 by RF, where ID is photodiode current and it is proportional to the intensity of the light incident on it. This current is input current to the circuit and it is calculated Second is measurement of photoresistor. This type of circuit is used to measure the photoresistor. So in dark condition the resistance is very large. As the intensity of light incident on the photodiode is increased, the resistance decreases. So the first output voltage is measured in DMM. From the equation of output we have V0 is equal to IRF, and this equation is used to calculate current I, as I is equal to V0 by RF and current flowing through the photoresistor is V by RP. So RP is equal to V by I and we can calculate the photoresistor RP. Next is current scalar and current. So these are the applications. The current to voltage amplifier is also called as trans impedance or trans resistance amplifier, and the circuit is performing the same basic function as the resistor. So from Ohm's law, the voltage is equal to current times resistance, and ordinary resistor can be used as a current to voltage converter. If we connect a resistor to a current source, then the resistor will generate a voltage which is equal to the current multiplied by the gain, that is the resistance. So since there is no current enters the inverting input terminal, all of the input current flows through the feedback resistor on its way to output node. The non-inverting input terminal is connected to the ground. Therefore, we can assume that the inverting input terminal is also connected to ground. Since third point is one side of the feedback resistor is virtual ground and the other side is connected to the Vout, then we need Ohm's law to tell us that the magnitude of the output voltage, which is equal to the input current times feedback resistor. The input to output relationship of op-amp transimpedance amplifier is Vout is minus I in into Rf. This negative sign, if the current is flowing onto the circuit, then the voltage across the feedback will have the priority. The trans impedance amplifier has the same gain as an ordinary resistor, but it is much better method of current to voltage conversion because the impedance characteristics are far superior. So when we are attempting a transfer of voltage level signal, we want an amplifier with high input impedance because this reduces the amount of voltage that is lost across the source output impedance. The trans impedance amplifier is also superior in terms of output impedance. If we use nothing but a resistor to perform current to voltage conversion and then connect a load resistor across the current to voltage resistor, then we have two resistors in parallel and the gain becomes the equivalent resistance. So if we use a large resistor to achieve high gain, then connect much smaller load resistor and the gain decrease dramatically. Op-amp based transimpedance amplifier are frequently used to amplify the current signal generated by the photodiode. These implementations are susceptible to oscillations, problems caused by the photodiode junction capacitance, where the photodiode has been replaced by the equivalent circuit. So the trans impedance amplifier use op-amp and feedback resistor to generate an output voltage that is proportional to input current. The magnitude of the gain is equal to the feedback resistance, and since inversion occurs, the circuit's transfer function Vout is minus I in into Rf. Like resistor, trans impedance amplifier convert the current to voltage, but unlike a resistor, it has low input impedance and low output impedance even with very high gain. The compensation capacitor is connected in parallel with the feedback resistor and it is used to ensure stability in photodiode application. So basic current to voltage converter, here input is current which is ideally never feed into the op-amp terminal. So input current completely flow through the feedback resistance which results in voltage across the feedback resistor. The voltage across the feedback resistance is equal to the output voltage of the op-amp. So this is all about the converters, that is voltage to current converter and current to voltage converter. In voltage to current converter there are two parts, with grounded load and with floating load, and the next is current to voltage converter. Thank you.